This just dropped through the door this morning. It's a thing I ordered a few weeks ago. It's a main switching relay that you can connect to Wi-Fi. So I haven't seen any reviews of this, so I don't know how it works or really what it can do, but so we have the small box. There's some QR codes on the back so that you can load an app onto a smartphone, and it's got a brief spec there, so up to 250 volts, 10 amp switching, and Wi-Fi 802.11b, G or N. So let's open it up and have a look. So we have a few small screws there. There's the unit itself. So there's a button here, perhaps that's for pairing onto the Wi-Fi, we'll see. So there's another brief spec there, and here we've got neutral and live. So there's these two ports either side where you can put some wires into screw terminals. Oh, it's sealed there, but we can break that open. I think first I might load up the app, see what that does. So that's the app that it's come up with. So it's the eWeLink or eWeLink, I'm not sure, but let's a lot of Chinese writing. eWeLink is a free universal smart home remote control app. You can use it to control any outlet, LED light, fan, water cooler, water dispenser, electric track, air cleaner, etc. Shenzhen Coolkit Technologies Company Limited. Okay, so let's load it up. So it says single channel socket switch support loop timer now. Loop timer can be auto executed every preset time, say 1 hour, continue for a shorter preset time, say 20 minutes. Supported firmware version 1.5.0 and higher. Right, so enter eWeLink. Oh, it wants me to create an account. Okay, so finally I'm in, so I had to register and get a code from them via email. So we now get to add the device. Alright, confirm have entered pairing state. So right, so now I need to connect this to power and I need to press this button at the same time in order to connect it. So let me get this connected to mains power. Actually, I've decided that because I've never really seen one of these before, I might crack it open first and have a look to see, you know, to ensure that it's safe. So let's cut through the label there. Let's see if we can get this thing open. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so that's the circuit board. In terms of what's on here, we have, so the input is here, mains input's on this side, and the mains output is that side there, and we have the switching relay, and this is a small switch mode power supply for the to supply a small amount of voltage to the electronics on board. So that's quite nice. We've got a MOV here to absorb transients. There's an inductor and a small transformer here, and if we flip it over, you can see the main workings. So there are the mains traces going across. You see this goes through the relay here, that's why there's a break in that track. Relay is here, so these are the switching contacts of the relay, and these here would be the activation coil of the relay. So generally this looks quite nice. The mains, from the mains point of view, we've got these tracking slots, so tracking slot here separating the neutral from the live, and quite a big slot here the same, and there's a reasonably big sort of unpopulated section here separating the main side from the low power electronics, so this will all be low power here. This isn't particularly nice here. This is the resistor that's on the live side, so actually that resistor terminal is a little bit close to the inductor on the low voltage side. I don't really like that very much. But there's probably 4 or 5 millimeters there between the two. And the low power electronics section here, we've got a full bridge rectifier here. There's the transformer sitting on top of here, and there's kind of a bodgy looking capacitor there bridging across those bits there, which is not great. But this is the power supply section here, though, to generate the low power, presumably 5 volts or 3 volts, whatever the electronics needs. And these are the relay contacts, and there's a diode there, a flyback diode across the coil, and the main chip here, this is our old friend the ESP8266, and you see it's got a little Wi-Fi antenna built into the board there, which is quite nice. And if we flip it over, this guy here is PN25F08, which is a flash RAM chip. So we've got some flash RAM on board, presumably for saving any settings like the Wi-Fi parameters, I guess. And there's this little gap there that looks like it should have another IC soldered on, so there's a missing IC. So that's basically it. On that basis, I'm quite happy to use it, so I'm going to plug it into the mains and we'll see what happens. Alright, so let's plug that in. Oh yeah, so we have a flashing green light under the little Wi-Fi logo there. And so hold the pairing button for 7 seconds to enter into pairing state. Okay. Oh, this one. Is that doing something? It's hard to tell. Oh, I see. So it wants me to add the phone to this as an access point, so we can do that. Okay, so hold that for a count of 7. Alright, that looks better that time. So it's now saying that we're connected to the ITEAD access point. Let me just show you that. It looks like that's properly attached now. So we're connected to the access point, and I got an address here which is in the, you can see that. You can see that we're on network 10, so that's a internal network address. If I go back to the app, select access point, next. Okay, after a bit of fiddling about there, it's now showing me this screen here. Please select a Wi-Fi. So I'm attached to this as an access point. I think now what it's asking me to do is put in the details for the local Wi-Fi here. So I'll do that, and we'll see if we can attach to the main Wi-Fi. Connecting Wi-Fi. There we go. It's found the Wi-Fi in the house. It's just now I think it's trying to connect the Sonoff relay into the main house Wi-Fi. So it's showing a device there. That says off now. Ah, I heard a click. So now we're controlling the relay from the app here. If I click it again, and it's clicked off again. So that looks like it's now working. So the green light on the Sonoff is now fully on, which I presume means that it's connected to the house Wi-Fi. So this has stopped being an access point now, and it's just being a client to the Wi-Fi in the house. And I've just confirmed that my phone is connected to the house Wi-Fi. So now, using the house Wi-Fi, I'm able to click the relay on and off, like so. So we have a Wi-Fi controlled main switch, so that's pretty good. So we have a timer capability. I presume that when you set the timer parameters, it then writes them onto here and saves them in that flash RAM chip that we saw earlier when we took it apart. And there's a countdown. Shall we try the countdown? So we'll say "1 minute to turn on, start." Added successfully. Did you hear the click? So there we go. So that's done the 1 minute countdown. I can remove that one. Okay, so that's a pretty fun device actually. So this wasn't very expensive. It was just a little over £4, I think. So that's quite a lot of electronics to get for £4 to enable you to remotely control the device from a phone. So excellent value, I think. I've powered off the relay to show you what this looks like here. So you can see in the app now, it's now saying device offline, unable to operate, because obviously the server that this is attached to, the eWeLink server or ITEAD, whatever, whoever it is that runs that service. So the server has lost contact with the relay, and so the device is greyed out in the app. So if I just show you, and when I power it back on, so now the green light is flashing. It's trying to connect to the local Wi-Fi here. Takes a few seconds to attach. Now it's online. There we go. And now, so that's switched. So the device is now available in the app. So we can now switch it. You can see the power comes on. By the way, I've just connected this little 5-volt USB power supply. So this is a USB power supply that I took out of its casing a while back. So being careful not to touch anything over this side, which is now live. You can see that I can switch that on and off, and I can control the mains power on this side. So that's a pretty neat solution, I think. Now, I just found online that it's possible to reprogram this, because at the moment this is connecting into a server on the internet that doesn't belong to me. Now, ideally I would be able to make this connect up to my own server. So this uses MQTT, which is the Internet of Things protocol that we've spoken about a couple of times before on my channel. So you can reprogram the chip on this to connect to your own MQTT server, so that you're not dependent on a third party, so the third party that provides this app. Because it would be quite nice to be able to switch this under program control, say from a Raspberry Pi or from one of the other microcontrollers that I've got around the house. So perhaps we can do that in a later episode.